Hello, my name is Michel Lemont of Thriving Live One. I would like to introduce to you Red Jacket from Natural Solutions, our first guest on our Thriving One station. And today we're going to talk about health, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, my name is Red Jacket Dialo Quetta. That's my native name. Everybody calls me Red Jacket mostly. And do you want to talk about health now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, I've been taught native medicine by a traditional medicine man as early as 2 years old. When I was 2. He started teaching me medicine around the yard, and I couldn't walk too far, I guess. But that's how early it was when I first introduced to medicines. And I would like to point out some of these things that it's so important that this here traditional native medicine be taught to all, not just the native people, because in the future look very, very bleak, and I think to prepare our younger generation that we should do these things to carry on our good health. Before we learn anything in our life, we have to have a good health and maintain the good health so they can learn quicker and prevent us from getting diseases and sickness, stress factors and all involved, that it would not just hold importance to the younger generation, but to all around, because of the children get sick, the parents have to put the bill up to pay for the medical, and we can avoid all these minor issues, but a major one at the same time. That it's going to be better for all people of the whole earth.
I remember you finishing a set of encyclopedia that we're going to introduce in the next show.
Yes, I got 3 of them.
Could you talk about that for a minute?
Yes, we could. Want me to go on which one, the amino acids?
Yes, please. That's
I work on 28 amino acids to alter our health for the learning process. And if all these are up to par, we don't have no stress factor, and we can talk more plainly. And the children will receive these messages through their health. They have very good health. They can listen and remember everything that's spoken. We practice out the 5 major senses in our body: feel, touch, and smell, and so forth and so on, so that we can be very adequate in our teachings.
You said something, you wanted to talk about the fish supply.
Oh yeah. Oh, the fish supply actually cuts down the heart attacks and strokes. So now the fish is being depleted. I guess I've been told up to this date that the biggest part of BC, British Columbia, that the natives had a priority over the fish for right now, until the laws change and they see that more fish come into play, which in turn tells me and tells the world that we got to clean up our rivers and lakes to secure the fish stock. And when it increases, I guess everybody else can fish too, but that's where it is right now. It's the downtrend is starting to affect all humans. So we have to think about everything. In other words, cleaning up the bays, the ocean fronts, and any water that's through the contributaries into the rivers and everything. They also got to be cleaned. But so far, nobody's doing nothing, and it seems really sad to me to see this here happening, not just to the native people, but to all people, because it was built for all of us. not just one or two or selected few. So that's important to me.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. And also, you do have you're a medicine man, right?
Yes.
And you would like to talk. You told me a story about the clover. Remember?
Yeah, the clover, which grows upon the earth, actually produces growth and purifies the land and puts the nitrogen back into the soil, so everything will grow. So everything is important, and not just the water. And I'll talk about nitrogen that also increases our health in getting back into the amino acids. It can produce all these natural ingredients that our body can parallel Earth and genetic makeup to secure that. But if it's all polluted, it destroys. So we got to be very careful how we do things and think about things before we react onto it. Not just the Earth, but the outer atmosphere. Because we don't have oxygen in the air, the meteors can bombard the Earth when we hit a solar storm. And so these are very important. That's why our people didn't cut forests down like it's been done now. And I suggest that they cease and desist on cutting large portions of Earth. I say, we've always done this here in my practice, if you want to cut trees down, cut the dead ones down, and that'll help the forest more produce the oxygen level which is required for a sustained life here on Earth. As far as we go, we've got 28 amino acids in the encyclopedia. I have it already broke down.
Beautiful work. We're going to demonstrate that next. So very beautiful.
Yes. So these amino acids are very essential to our mind in our body. The mind, which I put in, I look at it in my philosophy, the children can learn much more rapidly. That means they can reach their peak of IQ sooner than expected. They go to school for years on end without achieving it. Some of them are 20 years going to school. Well, we can do this and cut that in half easily and still we go further. So just think of the benefit these children will have to the Earth. They're needed with that type of IQ. We'll reach, we're way up in the 90s IQ when Einstein had 7 to 10% IQ. So that's how beneficial it is to everyone that lives on Earth.
And also your clan is the turtle clan?
Yeah,
You'd like to talk about that?
Yes. I belong to the turtle clan, the loggerhead turtle. And on top of it, on top of the head of the turtle, it's got a hexagon indicating a pole, either north or south. So on the back, in the middle of the turtle's back on a loggerhead turtle, it's got another hexagon. And this here proves the South Pole or North Pole. So I have it written in symbols of who I am, and the Creator had given me these, the clan that I belong. It's not just a clan, it's where we belong and on the planet. And so I have a written turtle, and here's one of them here. I don't know whether it can be observed from that point. Do you want to go up and go?
Yes, sir.
And I'll stay here. Not too close, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
So this is the turtle that the Creator named me of the clan I come from. So we actually have control and designated to be the custodian from North Pole to South Pole. And so in the future I will be claiming the portions of the North Pole and South Pole. And that is not the owner of that. I'm the custodian to make sure there's no pollution ever enter North or South Pole. So that's what these clans are about. They got certain things to take care of. And through the force of all the tribes of South America and North America, we haven't born with an obligation to not have it polluted. So I wish and hope that the governments can acknowledge us to make us and the world that we live on more habitable, to live here without diseases, which that pollution will bring diseases, and we have to stop this now. I just hope it ain't too late. So all amino acids that we have to have in our body, and our body has the same DNA, or the same genetics, and same medicines from the earth. Our body mimics the soil that we stand on, and so this is what is so important. And I think Michelle's going to show you some of these medicines. It's so simple, like in zinc and many other amino acids.
I'm going to explain this beautiful encyclopedia.
Please.
And this is what Red Jacket wants to teach in, has all schools